this is the piece that I'm working on. It's a triptych, and so I've already made the transfer prints onto a couple of envelopes. I'm using the backs because there's just too much extraneous information on the fronts of some of these, and this imagery is pretty dense. So I've made these 2 transfer prints onto envelopes already with a piece of that Frances Benjamin Johnson photograph. And now in the center, I'm going to use this yellow envelope. And I've printed the image onto this clear transfer film that is coated with gelatin. It's this really simple photograph of a few thorny stems of the rose that I have growing right now in my winter or early spring garden. So I'm going to transfer print that into the center here, and it's going to become this sort of third grouping of figures in a way, bridging between these 2 sets of 2 girls on either side, and then connecting with the history and the symbolism of the rose for suffrage. All right. Let's lower you down a little bit here. I'll try to do this without bumping into the camera. So here's our envelope, here's our film, and then the other tools I need are some water, and a brayer, and a spoon, and a foam brush. Just going to wet both sides of the envelope. Hopefully the ink won't run. It's looking pretty good. I want it to be evenly wet all the way through, but not sopping. Okay, I think that's pretty close. Come on. Ooh, this paper is fragile when it's wet. Okay. Try not to damage that little corner anymore. All right, I think I want to put that brown stain compositionally in the bottom right corner like that. Okay. I'm just checking the edges. Just always checking the edges to make sure it's going to cover everywhere, because once it's down, it's down. And I have a feeling that this guy is dry. We're going to see what we can do to get it off. I can look and see, it won't be obvious to the camera, but getting close and at a sort of low angle, I can see a bit of the texture of the envelope. And then as I apply more pressure, I can tell that the transfer film is sticking more evenly, which is what I want. As I work it with my fingernail, the back of my fingernail, I can see that texture start to go away as they attach more evenly, and that's good. It's a bit of a race against the clock because this whole thing is drying as we're dallying here. And I'm especially, because I'm using the back of the envelope, this little seam from the construction of the envelope is a tricky spot. I'm trying to work in there. I love this printing process because it is a process. When you're done, for better or worse, you feel like you've really handmade something that is unique and that could have easily failed. And I appreciate that about it. And at the same time, it can be a little harrowing. You hate to ruin an envelope that survived for 100 years until you came along and wrecked it in your ill-conceived art project. Okay, so let's have a look. See how this is coming here. I think it's maybe awfully dry already. Try and ease this off. So as I'm peeling it back, I'm seeing the spots where there's some transfer that's not complete. And if it's a little bit incomplete here and there, that patina is nice, but I want to sort of be in control of the imperfections, ideally. And they're also more stark at this point because the envelope color is darker right now because it's wet. And these little prints dry up. And as they do that, they tend to even out a bit. That's actually looking pretty good. And the whole envelope is coming unglued right now from the moisture. We'll have to let it dry and flatten it and then use some archival paste to reassemble the whole thing. But I'm not worried about that now. Right now we're just trying to get a clean transfer. Oh, come on, little corner. Don't be like that. Yeah, that's our stain, that's right. I think this is pretty good. All right. So there's our piece. Just gonna leave it here to dry on the plastic, and it will become the center of the diptych.